Matthew 17:14. Kai elthanton pros ton ochlon, pros eilthan auto anthropos, gonu peton auton. So, translation, and when they came to the crowd, this is a genitive absolute, we're going to come back to that. When they came to the crowd, a man came up to him, or a man approached him, kneeling before him, or perhaps a man approached him and knelt before him. You'll see that Olmsted in his Baylor Handbook argues we should translate this participle as manner, so it tells the manner in which he approached him. And Chuck Quarles in his Egg and Tea argues that this is probably better attendant circumstance. Most English translations do translate it as attendant circumstance. I'll remind you that when you have a participle of attendant circumstance, you just translate it along with whatever verb it's close to. This is an indicative verb, so we'll translate it as if it's another indicative verb and add in the word and. Just giving us another activity that's happening, and the exact logical relationship does not seem to be primary. So a man approached, and there's your dative complement there, a man approached him and knelt. That's from the verb gonu pateo. Pardon me, let me write that correctly. Gonu pateo, which means to, if you look, that's very transparently fall upon the knee, right? To kneel before, to fall upon one's knees before. And if you look this word up in BDAG, you'll note it only occurs 4 times in the Greek New Testament. And it will say, as part of the entry, it will say tina. It's telling you, followed by an accusative form of whoever you kneel before, and that's why we have that accusative there, just finishing out. We might call it an accusative complement. It's a complement to the verb. It finishes out the idea, kneeling before him. One final thing we'll look here is the genitive absolute. Now, normally when we have a genitive absolute, we're used to having a genitive form there at the beginning, but frequently, usually, we have an explicit genitive subject. And in fact, quite a few of the manuscripts have added in an explicit genitive subject, they, and as when they came to the crowd. But Olmsted, very helpfully in his Baylor Handbook, notes that many papyri, many of the genitive absolutes we find in the papyri, do not have an explicit pronoun or noun subject along with the genitive form. So the best manuscript evidence favors it not being there, and that scribes later added it to smooth it out. Let's translate through the verse one more time. And when they came to the crowd, a man approached him and knelt before him.